This video is sponsored by I Put the Egg on the Sulaco. It was me t-shirt. Check it out at the viral store. Okay, so some of you were disappointed with my Xenomorph dinosaurs video, because I didn't go into too much detail about the actual Xeno dinosaurs, and instead explained how the DNA reflex works. Basically, the DNA reflex is when the xenomorph takes on the characteristics of the host organism. So to make it up to you guys, in this video we'll explore the Xenomorph T-Rex. Everything from the creation process to how an adult specimen would behave, theoretically. The Indominus Rex was a pretty insane dinosaur that was introduced to us in Jurassic World. But if the genetic engineers really wanted to turn some heads, maybe they should have included some xenomorph DNA in there as well. This Xenomorph T-Rex hybrid dinosaur design comes from Stefan Sejic and was remade in 3D by artist Oliver Pabilona. It's completely terrifying to look at. Good work. Okay, let's start with the creation process. Now, a facehugger being able to impregnate a T-Rex seems difficult to say the least, but there have been similar examples in the comics. In Batman vs. Aliens, a facehugger manages to successfully impregnate a crocodile, creating a massive croc alien. I mean, this thing is huge. Trying to subdue a T-Rex would be a different story, given its huge size and immense bite force. But let's say the facehugger managed to impregnate the T-Rex somehow. Judging by the Batman vs. Aliens comics, the Xenomorph T-Rex would be massive, considering how massive the croc alien turned out to be. But how fast would it grow? Well, let's first explore how fast the actual T-Rex grew. Scientists can figure out the weight of an animal from the size of the large bone in the animal's thigh. Figuring out the age of a dinosaur is harder. In many animals, if you cut through a bone crosswise and look at the cut end under a microscope, you see rings, like the rings in the end of a tree trunk. Because the bones of many modern animals, like crocodiles, form yearly growth rings, scientists think that the T-Rex bones formed a new ring every year. But scientists couldn't use this method in T-Rex and other dinosaurs because the bones became hollow as they grew. The early growth rings were destroyed and couldn't be counted. For many years, scientists couldn't tell the age of any adult T-Rex. In 2002, Dr. Erickson discovered that a full set of growth rings can be found in dense bones, from the ribs, shins, and hips. The paleontologists compared the body size and age of 7 T-Rex specimens. They discovered that these dinosaurs grew fastest between the ages of 14 and 18. A teenage T-Rex gained almost 5 pounds each day. In a year, a growing T-Rex gained about half the weight of a Volkswagen Beetle. These dinosaurs reached adult size by their early 20s, so that's how fast the T-Rex grew. Kind of like a human. Well, this is a Xeno T-Rex, so we can assume it would grow to an adult size in about 1 day. Probably less if you count Alien Covenant as canon, which I guess we must. The adult T-Rex Xeno would be, no doubt, one of the most vicious organisms ever created. It would be faster and more agile than a regular T-Rex. It would likely kill everything on sight. The T-Rex had a massive bite force, but it's not certain if the Xeno T-Rex would use this feature, as xenomorphs tend to rely on their extendable inner jaws, and not their main jaws. The Xeno T-Rex would also possess the standard bladed tail, which would make it more efficient at killing other dinosaurs. A regular T-Rex would not be able to fight a Xeno T-Rex due to this. Even if a regular T-Rex somehow managed to chomp down on the Xeno T-Rex, the acid blood would destroy its jaws, leaving it in agony. The Xeno T-Rex would not be interested in acquiring meat like the regular T-Rex. As we've covered before, xenomorphs don't really have the need to eat in order to grow and sustain themselves. The T-Rex Xeno would most likely try and kill everything that would be a potential threat to the queen. If no queen alien exists, it would most likely try and use egg morphing in order to create an egg from a captured victim. But egg morphing isn't official canon, still pretty interesting stuff. The xenomorph dinosaurs would also have the added benefit of working together to hunt and kill the regular dinosaurs as a team. So there you have it, that's some insights into the Xenomorph T-Rex. What are your thoughts? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, please follow me on Twitter, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, consider supporting me on Patreon. A special thank you to my current patrons, Turtle Lemon and Jack Holden. Yeah, you guys are real fans, not like the rest of these dicks. I'm kidding. Oh, and make sure you click the bell icon to turn on notifications. I'll see you later.